In the dim corridors of our minds, where shadows of doubt and uncertainty loom, lies a path to enlightenment. Carved by the ancients who sought wisdom amidst adversity, this is the path of Stoicism, a journey toward inner peace and resilience. Today we delve into this timeless philosophy to uncover 10 profound truths about people that guide us in navigating life with serenity and strength. Human beings are inherently flawed, and emotions must be mastered through reason. People act based on their perception of good, and everyone fights unseen battles. Ignorance often drives harmful actions, and connection is a universal need. External factors profoundly influence us, and each person views the world through a unique lens. Ultimately, every soul longs for peace and happiness. By embracing these truths and living virtuously, we find inner strength and unshakable peace. And remember, to stay connected with more transformative content like this, don't forget to hit subscribe, and be sure to like this video to support our mission of spreading Stoic wisdom far and wide. Number 1. People are imperfect and fallible. Human beings are inherently flawed. This fundamental truth lies at the heart of our existence, shaping our interactions and perceptions. Epictetus, the revered Stoic philosopher, succinctly encapsulated this idea: we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. By recognizing imperfection as a universal trait, we liberate ourselves from the burden of unrealistic expectations and open the door to a more compassionate and patient existence. Imperfection is not a condemnation but a reflection of our humanity. Each flaw, each mistake, is a testament to our journey and our continual efforts to grow. The Stoics teach us that these imperfections are not to be eradicated but understood and accepted. They are woven into the very fabric of our being, making us uniquely human. Understanding and embracing the imperfections of others cultivates patience and compassion. Patience, because we recognize that everyone is on their own path, struggling with their own set of challenges. Compassion, because we understand that these struggles are an intrinsic part of the human experience. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic thinker, advised, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? This practice of introspection fosters empathy, dismantling barriers of judgment and fostering a sense of shared humanity. Accepting imperfection is also crucial for personal growth. When we acknowledge our own flaws, we can address them without self-reproach. Seneca emphasized the importance of self-awareness and self-improvement, believing that understanding our weaknesses is the first step towards strengthening our character. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today, he wrote. By focusing on our present imperfections and working to improve them, we make meaningful progress in our lives. This acceptance extends to our relationships as well. Expecting perfection from others sets us up for disappointment and conflict. Accepting that everyone has flaws creates an environment of mutual respect and tolerance. This doesn't mean ignoring harmful behavior, but approaching situations with understanding and a willingness to forgive. Forgiveness, a natural extension of accepting imperfection, involves letting go of resentment and acknowledging that mistakes are part of the human condition. It allows us to move forward, heal, and build stronger relationships. In embracing imperfection, we approach life with humility and grace. We recognize that we are all works in progress, constantly evolving. Treating ourselves and others with kindness, even in the face of failure, and understanding that our worth is defined not by our flaws but by our capacity to grow and improve, we find the strength to face whatever comes our way. Number 2, emotions are natural but must be mastered. We are creatures of emotion, deeply affected by the passions that stir within us. Yet it is our duty to govern these emotions with reason. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius guides us: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This profound insight underscores a fundamental principle of Stoicism: while we cannot control external events, we can control our responses to them. Emotions are natural and inherent to the human experience. They are neither inherently good nor bad, but are simply part of our internal landscape. However, when left unchecked, emotions can cloud our judgment, lead us astray, and disrupt our inner peace. The Stoics recognized this and emphasized the importance of managing emotions through disciplined reason. Disciplined management of emotions begins with self-awareness. We must recognize and understand our emotional responses. This requires mindfulness and a willingness to reflect on our feelings without judgment. By observing our emotions, we gain insight into their origins and triggers, enabling us to respond rather than react. The Stoics taught that our reason should guide our emotions, not the other way around. This does not mean suppressing or denying our feelings, but rather acknowledging them and choosing how to act upon them. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, stated, "He who is brave is free by exercising courage and restraint. We achieve true freedom from the tyranny of uncontrolled emotions." To master our emotions, we must cultivate virtues such as patience, temperance, and fortitude. Patience helps us endure moments of emotional turmoil without succumbing to impulsive actions. Temperance ensures that we maintain balance and moderation in our emotional responses. Fortitude gives us the strength to face adversity with a calm and steady mind. Practicing these virtues transforms our relationship with our emotions. Instead of being swept away by anger, fear, or despair, we learn to navigate these feelings with grace and wisdom. We become resilient, capable of maintaining our composure in the face of life's challenges. Moreover, the disciplined management of emotions fosters inner peace and clarity. When we are not constantly buffeted by emotional storms, we can think more clearly, make better decisions, and interact with others more harmoniously. This state of inner tranquility allows us to live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. Number 3, people pursue what they believe is good. Every action taken by an individual is motivated by their perception of what is good. This fundamental truth, deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy, reminds us that even when actions appear misguided or harmful, they originate from a place of seeking what seems beneficial to the person involved. Recognizing this can profoundly transform how we perceive and interact with others, fostering empathy and tolerance. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely observed, "The wise man is neither raised up by prosperity nor cast down by adversity, for always he has striven to rely predominantly on himself and to derive all joy from himself." This quote underscores the importance of understanding human motivations and maintaining an inner balance regardless of external circumstances. By acknowledging that people are driven by their interpretations of good, we can better navigate our relationships and reactions to their actions. Understanding that people pursue what they believe is good allows us to approach others with greater empathy. Empathy involves putting ourselves in another person's shoes, seeing the world from their perspective, and appreciating the underlying motivations behind their behavior. When we realize that everyone is acting according to what they think is right or beneficial, we become less quick to judge and more inclined to understand. Tolerance, another essential virtue, flows naturally from this understanding. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration when someone acts in a way that seems wrong to us, we can pause and consider their perspective. This does not mean we condone harmful actions, but it does mean we respond with a mindset aimed at understanding and resolving issues rather than escalating conflict. The pursuit of perceived good also highlights the complexity of human behavior. People's actions are influenced by a myriad of factors, including their upbringing, experiences, beliefs, and emotions. What one person sees as beneficial, another might view as detrimental. This diversity of perspectives is part of the rich tapestry of human existence. Furthermore, recognizing that everyone is motivated by their sense of good can inspire us to reflect on our actions and motivations. Are we truly pursuing what is good, or are we driven by misguided beliefs or fleeting desires? By cultivating self-awareness and striving for wisdom, we can align our actions more closely with genuine goodness and virtue. In practical terms, this understanding encourages us to engage in compassionate dialogue and seek common ground. When disagreements arise, approaching the situation with the belief that the other person is motivated by what they perceive as good can lead to more constructive and respectful conversations. Number 4, everyone is fighting their own battle. Invisible battles rage within each soul. Each person we encounter carries unseen burdens, grappling with challenges and adversities that may not be apparent on the surface. Recognizing this universal truth is essential for fostering empathy and compassion in our interactions. Judging others harshly blinds us to the complexities of their struggles and hinders our ability to connect meaningfully. Instead, we must cultivate an attitude of gentle understanding, acknowledging that every individual is on their unique journey, facing challenges unknown to us. The Stoics understood that the human experience is fraught with internal struggles. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of empathy and understanding. He wrote, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? This practice encourages us to reflect on our own imperfections and challenges before passing judgment on others." Empathy is the cornerstone of understanding others' battles. It involves actively listening and seeking to comprehend the emotions and experiences of those around us. By putting ourselves in their shoes, we can appreciate the depth of their struggles and offer support rather than criticism. This empathetic approach creates a more compassionate and connected community, where individuals feel seen and understood. Cultivating gentle understanding requires us to let go of assumptions and judgments. We often form opinions about others based on limited information, failing to see the full picture of their lives. By recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles, we remind ourselves to approach others with kindness and patience. This shift in perspective not only improves our relationships, but also enhances our own emotional well-being. Moreover, this understanding fosters a sense of shared humanity. It reminds us that suffering is a common thread that binds us all. Each person, regardless of their outward appearance or behavior, is navigating their own set of trials. Acknowledging this commonality helps us build bridges of connection and support, rather than walls of judgment and alienation. In practical terms, adopting this mindset means pausing before reacting to others' actions. It means asking ourselves what unseen struggles they might be facing and how we can offer compassion instead of criticism. This approach can transform our interactions, making us more patient, supportive, and understanding individuals. Ultimately, recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battle allows us to navigate the world with greater empathy and compassion. It encourages us to be gentle with others and with ourselves, fostering a more harmonious and understanding community. By embracing this Stoic insight, we contribute to a world where individuals feel seen, heard, and supported in their personal journeys. Number 5, people can change, but not always as we wish. Change is a possibility, but not a certainty. While Heraclitus wisely noted, the only constant in life is change, this change often unfolds in unpredictable and uncontrollable ways. As much as we might wish for others to change according to our expectations, we must accept that we cannot control their transformation. Instead, we can only influence them through our own example of virtuous living. Understanding that people can change, but not always as we wish, is crucial for cultivating patience and humility. Often we become frustrated when others do not meet our expectations or follow the path we believe is best for them. This frustration stems from a desire to control, which is ultimately futile and counterproductive. The Stoics remind us that we can only control our own actions and responses, not the actions of others. This acceptance liberates us from the burden of unrealistic expectations and allows us to focus on our own growth and development. Change in others is often a slow and gradual process, influenced by a multitude of factors beyond our control. Each person's journey is unique, shaped by their experiences, beliefs, and inner struggles. By recognizing this, we foster empathy and patience, understanding that transformation is a deeply personal and often challenging endeavor. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, advised, "Adapt yourself to the things among which your lot has been cast, and love sincerely the fellow creatures with whom destiny has ordained that you shall live." This wisdom encourages us to accept people as they are, while still holding space for the possibility of their growth. Our influence on others is most effective when rooted in our own example of virtuous living. Actions speak louder than words, and by embodying the principles of Stoicism, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can inspire others to reflect on their own lives and consider making positive changes. Seneca said, "The way is long if one follows precepts, but short and helpful if one follows patterns. By living virtuously, we provide a tangible pattern for others to follow, demonstrating the benefits of Stoic principles in practice." Moreover, accepting that change may not happen as we wish helps us to cultivate a sense of peace and resilience. It frees us from the frustration of unmet expectations and allows us to focus on what truly matters, our own growth and the quality of our relationships. By releasing the need to control others, we create space for genuine connection and understanding. While people can change, this change is often beyond our control and unfolds in unpredictable ways. By accepting this, we liberate ourselves from unrealistic expectations and focus on influencing others through our virtuous example. This Stoic approach fosters patience, humility, and a deeper sense of inner peace, allowing us to navigate our relationships with grace and understanding. Number 6. People often act out of ignorance. Ignorance, rather than malice, is frequently the driving force behind harmful actions. This profound insight, rooted in Stoic philosophy, challenges us to approach the behavior of others with understanding and compassion. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, encapsulated this idea beautifully. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? When we acknowledge that ignorance often underlies harmful behavior, we are less likely to react with knee-jerk judgment or anger. Instead, we can respond with patience and empathy, recognizing that everyone is on their own journey of learning and growth. This shift in perspective allows us to cultivate a deeper sense of understanding and connection in our interactions with others. It's easy to condemn those whose actions we perceive as hurtful or misguided. However, the Stoics urge us to look beyond surface-level behaviors and consider the underlying motivations. Ignorance blinds individuals to the consequences of their actions, leading them to make choices that may inadvertently harm themselves or others. By recognizing this, we can extend a hand of understanding rather than casting stones of judgment. Moreover, embracing the principle that people often act out of ignorance encourages self-reflection. Before criticizing others, we are prompted to examine our own shortcomings and biases. This practice fosters humility and empathy as we recognize our shared humanity and propensity for error. It also reminds us that growth and learning are ongoing processes, requiring patience and perseverance. In practical terms, responding to ignorance with patience and understanding involves reframing our reactions to challenging situations. Instead of lashing out in frustration or anger, we can take a step back and consider the perspective of the other person. What factors may be influencing their behavior? What misunderstandings or misconceptions might they be operating under? By approaching interactions with curiosity rather than condemnation, we create space for dialogue and growth. Ultimately, embracing the idea that people often act out of ignorance empowers us to cultivate a more compassionate and inclusive worldview. It reminds us that behind every action lies a complex web of experiences, beliefs, and motivations. By responding with patience and empathy, we foster connection and understanding, creating a more harmonious and supportive community for all. Number 7, people seek connection and understanding. At the very core of our being lies a profound yearning for connection. It is this intrinsic desire that drives much of human behavior, shaping the way we interact with the world and those around us. The Stoics recognized the importance of connection and understanding that fostering meaningful relationships is essential for leading a fulfilling life. When we acknowledge and embrace this universal need for connection, we open ourselves up to a world of possibility. We begin to see each person we encounter not as a stranger or an obstacle, but as a potential ally, companion, or friend. This shift in perspective transforms our interactions, imbuing them with a sense of warmth, empathy, and mutual respect. Approaching others with openness and a genuine willingness to understand is key to fostering meaningful connections. It requires us to set aside our preconceived notions and judgments and instead to approach each interaction with curiosity and empathy. By actively listening and seeking to understand the perspectives of others, we create space for genuine dialogue and connection to flourish. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This sage advice reminds us of the importance of listening, truly listening to the experiences and emotions of those around us. By offering our full attention and presence, we communicate respect and validation, laying the foundation for deep and meaningful connections. Moreover, fostering bonds of mutual understanding and trust enriches not only our individual lives but also the fabric of society as a whole. When we approach others with openness and empathy, we create a ripple effect of positivity and compassion that extends far beyond ourselves. We build bridges across divides, bridging gaps of misunderstanding and fostering a sense of unity and belonging. In practical terms, cultivating connection and understanding requires us to be present and attentive in our interactions. It means putting aside distractions and ego-driven agendas and instead focusing on the needs and experiences of the person before us. It also involves practicing empathy and compassion, recognizing that each person we encounter is fighting their own battles and navigating their own unique journey through life. Ultimately, by recognizing and honoring the universal need for connection and understanding, we can cultivate richer, more meaningful relationships and create a more compassionate and harmonious world for all. As we strive to approach others with openness and empathy, we unlock the transformative power of human connection, enriching our lives and the lives of those around us in profound and meaningful ways. Number 8, people are influenced by external factors. External factors exert a significant influence on every aspect of our lives, shaping our thoughts, emotions, and actions in profound ways. The Stoics recognize the power of external circumstances and the importance of acknowledging their impact on our inner state. Epictetus, one of the foremost Stoic philosophers, aptly stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Understanding that people are influenced by external factors helps us to see beyond individual actions and comprehend the broader context in which those actions occur. Each person is navigating a complex web of circumstances, social, economic, cultural, and environmental, that shape their perspectives and choices. By recognizing this, we cultivate empathy and compassion, understanding that our responses to life's challenges are deeply intertwined with our external circumstances. Moreover, acknowledging the influence of external factors empowers us to take ownership of our responses. While we may not have control over the events that unfold around us, we do have agency over how we choose to react to them. This realization is central to Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of maintaining inner equilibrium in the face of adversity. By focusing on our responses rather than external events, we reclaim a sense of agency and empowerment. We become active participants in our own lives rather than passive recipients of fate. This proactive mindset enables us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience, regardless of the external circumstances we may encounter. In practical terms, cultivating awareness of external influences involves developing mindfulness and introspection. It requires us to pause and reflect on the factors that shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, both individually and collectively. By doing so, we gain insight into the underlying forces at play in our lives and can respond with greater wisdom and clarity. Ultimately, by acknowledging and understanding the influence of external factors, we cultivate a deeper sense of empathy, agency, and resilience. We learn to navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity, recognizing that while we may not always have control over the events that unfold around us, we always have the power to choose how we respond. In doing so, we unlock the transformative potential of Stoic philosophy, finding strength and serenity in the face of life's uncertainties. Number 9, everyone has their own perspective. Each individual perceives the world through a distinct lens crafted by their unique life experiences. This fundamental truth, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, underscores the rich tapestry of human diversity. Embracing the myriad perspectives that exist within the human experience is essential for fostering empathy, understanding, and harmonious interactions. Every person's perspective is shaped by a complex interplay of factors: cultural background, upbringing, personal values, and past experiences. These elements converge to form a lens through which individuals interpret and navigate the world around them. Recognizing and accepting this diversity of perspectives is crucial for cultivating meaningful connections and bridging divides. When we acknowledge that everyone has their own perspective, we open ourselves up to a world of possibility. Instead of viewing differences as barriers, we see them as opportunities for growth and enrichment. Each perspective offers a unique vantage point from which to view the world, providing valuable insights and perspectives that broaden our own understanding. Furthermore, accepting the diversity of perspectives enhances our ability to navigate interactions with wisdom and grace. Rather than imposing our own views or judgments onto others, we approach conversations with openness and curiosity. We seek to understand rather than to persuade or dominate. This empathetic approach fosters deeper connections and mutual respect, laying the groundwork for meaningful relationships built on trust and understanding. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius recognized the importance of embracing different perspectives, writing, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This profound insight reminds us that our perception of reality is inherently subjective, shaped by our individual experiences and biases. By embracing this truth, we free ourselves from the constraints of narrow-mindedness and open ourselves up to the richness of human diversity. In practical terms, cultivating an appreciation for diverse perspectives involves active listening, empathy, and humility. It requires us to set aside our own assumptions and preconceptions and approach conversations with a genuine desire to learn and understand. By embracing the complexity of human experience, we create space for meaningful dialogue and collaboration, fostering a more inclusive and harmonious existence for all. Number 10, people desire peace and happiness. At the core of every human heart lies a profound longing for peace and happiness. This universal desire transcends cultural boundaries, societal norms, and individual differences, uniting us in our shared humanity. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on virtue and inner tranquility, offers profound insights into the pursuit of these fundamental aspirations. The quest for peace and happiness is woven into the fabric of our existence. From the ancient Stoics to modern-day thinkers, philosophers of all ages have pondered the nature of human fulfillment and the path to true contentment. While the external trappings of success and achievement may vary, the underlying yearning for inner peace remains constant. Living virtuously lies at the heart of Stoic teachings. Virtue, encompassing qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is not merely a means to an end, but an end in itself. By cultivating these virtues within ourselves, we align our actions with our highest ideals and tap into a wellspring of inner strength and resilience. Furthermore, fostering tranquility within ourselves is not only a personal endeavor, but also a collective responsibility. The Stoics understood that our individual well-being is intimately connected to the well-being of others and the world around us. As Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "What is good for the hive is good for the bee." By striving to live virtuously and cultivate inner peace, we contribute to a more harmonious and compassionate society where peace and happiness are more attainable for all. Practically, achieving inner peace requires a commitment to self-awareness, mindfulness, and self-care. It involves examining our thoughts and emotions, cultivating a sense of gratitude and acceptance, and embracing the present moment with open-heartedness and equanimity. Through practices such as meditation, reflection, and acts of kindness, we nurture the seeds of peace within ourselves and sow the seeds of peace in the world around us. As we embrace these truths, let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be." Be won through the practice of self-control and fortitude, we transcend destructive emotions and become beacons of stoic wisdom in a tumultuous world. In the shadows of our struggles and the light of our triumphs, we walk this path together. Embrace these truths and let them guide you to a life of profound inner strength and unshakable peace. That's all for today, gentlemen. Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on self-improvement, Stoic philosophy, and living a fulfilling life. Together, let's continue to strive for self-mastery and inner strength. Subscribe now and embark on a path of growth and transformation.